Hi, everyone. I'm going to walk you through the process of syncing your footage and creating a transcript and also creating proxies if you did film with 4K footage. So follow along. Let me share my screen. All right. On my screen, here is my project folder, and I have my audio folder where my audio lives. I have my video folder, which has Cam 1 and Cam 2, and I have a Premiere folder, which is where I will save my Premiere file. See if I can make this any bigger. Which is where I will save my Premiere file. So I'm going to go ahead and open up Premiere. And when Premiere opens, I'm going to save Premiere in this Premiere folder within my larger project folder. So I'm going to say new project. I'm going to call it Jen's house. I will look for the location. I will choose my project folder. Yours might be on the desktop, but I'm using my hard drive and I will save it in my Premiere folder. Then I'm going to press OK. This window is going to open up, asking me if I want to import anything. I just like to skip it. And then here I am inside of Premiere. I'm going to import my media down here. This is where I will click on audio. I'll import my audio. I'll also double click and go to video and I'll import my video files. I like to have everything organized so that I just click on the video and it pulls in the video. I think that's the easiest. And then we need to create a new folder called sequences. You can do this by right clicking anywhere in the space, or you can use this little icon down here. Once we have that ready, we have to drag something over to our timeline. If you do not see timeline here, you have to go to window and make sure timeline is selected. But I'm going to take my video from camera 1 and drag and drop it. Then I'm going to take my video from camera 2 and I'm going to drag and drop it like this so that it's on top of it, but I don't want it to overwrite my audio on the bottom. And then I'm going to look for my audio and I'm going to take my audio and drop it underneath. If you're not sure what it is, I'm going to double click and I can listen to it up there to try to figure out which of these audio files are my audio file. Then I like to toggle all of my, pieces closed. But inside the first video folder, it created my sequence. So I need to drag this into my sequences folder. Eventually, I will duplicate this by right-clicking, duplicate, and I will create draft one. And when I double click on this, I'll delete everything so that this has all the settings of my original footage. All right. When I'm here, I have none of my pieces have a jam on either side of them. None of my video files or clips are jammed. They all have space to move around. When that happens, I'm going to select everything, right click, go down here to synchronize, and I'm going to synchronize it by the waveforms. So it's looking at the physicalities of my audio waveforms. It's actually just matching them to make sure that they're synced. When we listen to this footage, it's going to sound weird having three different audio sources. It's almost going to sound like there's not an echo, but it's going to sound kind of almost like an echo. And when we have everything ready, we're actually just going to only listen to, it's called soloing, the track for our external audio. All right, my footage has been synced. So if I play it,
Okay, yeah,
it doesn't sound great, but I can isolate only my good audio.
Yeah, that's fine. But okay,
And
so
now I can see, I can hear just my good audio. All right. Now we have to go over here and I want us to go to Windows Workspaces, Captions and Graphics. And over here, there's this window for text. And this is where I want to make sure that we transcribe our footage. You might have a little button that says transcribe. I don't know why mine has already started transcribing, but this is where you're going to press transcribe. If you want to add a name over here, you want to edit your speaker name. Let's see. If I go like this, if I double click on this footage and go over here to text, I will have these little ellipses. And this is where I can edit the speaker name to Jen, Lorena. I might do Cam too. And then down here, Same thing. I'm going to go double click on it, come over here to text, and I will edit my speaker's name to Lorena Cam 1. And now I can kind of see, it'll have my transcript, but it'll have names associated with my transcripts. Also, it's important over here in my cam. I shot all of this on 4K video, so it's going to be really big. My files are going to be really big. So I want to make proxies, which are smaller versions. Basically, Premiere creates a smaller version in the same folder with your original file, and Premiere uses and renders the smaller file so that it doesn't have to use up so much memory space, even though it knows it's actually making the edits to the original footage. It's almost just a way of like, instead of having to watch the lag of that really big footage, it'll make it much easier for you to edit because it'll be, Premiere will be processing a smaller size. So to do that, we're just going to right click on our original file down here. We're going to go to this thing called proxy, and you're going to create a proxy. And I usually do half. I want to make a QuickTime proxy, and I want it to be in the same folder as the original media. So I'll press OK. It will open up Media Encoder down here. And I'm going to do the same thing over here. So right click, scroll down to proxy, create a proxy, same deal. And it will take a minute to make my proxies. If I want to toggle between my proxies or not, this is the button that I use over there. Um, all right. Once you have everything kind of all sorted, we're going to move just to the transcript. So once your piece is transcribed, you've included your name, we'll go up here to File, Export. And here's the deal. I actually want to make sure that I have this selected. So I kind of go over here, and then I'm going to go to File, Export, TXT file, and I want to make sure that that goes into my larger project folder. So if I have that, it'll be here. This TXT file, I'm going to drop onto the Google Drive. And then this is where it gets confusing. I will open it as a Google document, and then I will make my highlights and selections in my Google document. I always want to make sure that I retain the time code. And once my time code has been created and generated, I never want to mess with the time code of my sequence on this. So always my time codes will match this sequence, which will be really helpful in the future. Thank you.